the video to have a look at the equipment that you'll need. I'm now going to show you how to draw the chameleon. Now for this I'm going to show you how we're going to be building up the picture in parts. So firstly, the first thing I want you to do is to draw a triangle. And then I want you to draw number 2, and then number 3 and number 4 and all the way up to number 8, okay? So keep pausing the video to just sort of add a little bit more detail to your picture. Now it might seem like you're doing the same thing again, but it's very useful actually for you to practice drawing the chameleon. And so what I'm doing now is I'm showing you the bits that you're adding on each time. So to start off with, you'll just draw a triangle pointing towards the left, and then you'll draw 2 lines about 5 centimeters long or so, just going off the end. And then for the third one, you just, from the top, you just draw the end of the tail and you just curl it round. And then for the fourth one, you just add the little join to the end of the tail. For the fifth one, you add the legs. And I've gone a bit ahead of myself there by drawing the spikes as well, but for the sixth one you want to draw the spikes. For the fifth one it's just focusing on the legs, and you might need to rub out a little bit of the bottom line that you've drawn. Right, as far as the chameleon drawing goes, we're almost there. We now need to just give the chameleon a little smile. We need to draw the chameleon's eyes, or the eye, sorry. Notice how it comes above it goes over the edge of the triangle. And then for the 8th one, you just need to have a go at drawing a branch for the chameleon to be sitting on, and then I drew in an extra leaf as well. But of course you can design your branch however you like. So if you want to add more leaves, then do it. I decided that my chameleon would be blue, and my friend is also going to do a blue chameleon. So now I'm going to draw the chameleon that I've been practicing in those 8 steps, gradually building it up. I'm now going to draw that onto the blue card, and afterwards I will cut it out. Just in case you make a mistake with your pencil, press quite lightly so that if you do make a mistake, it's very easy to rub out. If you press really hard into the paper, you will find it almost impossible to rub out. It's now time to carefully cut out the chameleon. Okay, now that the chameleon has been cut out, it's time to start designing it. So my friend and I have got some pink and green post-it notes, but you can just use little bits of coloured paper if you like, or even felt tips. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rip them up into tiny little pieces, and then just like with the macaw craft the week before, we're going to rip them up into tiny pieces, and then we're going to start gluing them on in a pattern. And you can do whatever you like for this, okay? But we just decided to do diagonal patterns. At this point, we both took a felt tip pen. So I took a blue one because my chameleon was blue. And I just went round the outline of the legs and a bit of the curl of the tail. And also I went round the eye as well, just to make its features stand out a bit more. Okay, now that the chameleon has been, decorated as much as I like it to be, it's now time to create the log, or the branch, sorry, that the chameleon will be sitting on. So, although you can't see it very well because I'm using it's a dark coloured card, I'm now drawing a log, a lot like the one that you can see just above my actual chameleon, in the top right hand corner there, the one that the chameleon is going to sit on. So I'm drawing it, and I make the line a little bit bumpy just to make it look a bit like an actual log. I keep saying log, don't I? I mean branch. And then the other thing I do is I have, if you look again at my picture in the top right, you can see that there's a little leaf that comes off the edge, and so I draw a little bit of the branch sort of going off, just to allow the leaf to be drawn on top of it. Okay, and I do that at both ends because after I put a leaf on one end, I'm going to put a flower on the other. Okay. Okay, now it's time to design the leaf. As you can see, I designed 3 before I was happy with the one I wanted, and then I very carefully cut it out, and I'm going to stick it onto the branch. I'm now going to create my flower, so I'm going to do the petals. So all I did is I just drew some petal shapes, and then afterwards I cut them out. And I also made a little circle part to go in the middle, which I then use to glue all the petals onto, and so keep the petals together, as you'll see. Right, now I am using that circular little bit of card to glue a little bit of the petal onto the circular part of the card. Yes, there we go, just in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to do that with all my leaves, all my petals, sorry. At this point, I did some little dots in the middle of the circular part of the flower, just to make it look like the pollen, where the pollen normally sits on the flower. And then I took an orange felt tip later on, and I drew a little line just down the middle of each of the petals to make them look a bit more three-dimensional. And I did the same for the leaf as well. So I took a green felt tip and then just drew little lines down the middle of the leaf and off onto the little sort of side parts of it as well. And we are really close to finishing now, so I'm just going to glue a little bit of the chameleon onto the branch, and then I'm going to do the same for the flower, and then it's done. And then you can maybe put some blue tack on the back, and you can, or some, a bit of well, check with your parents what they're happy with, but you can have this up on your wall, can't you? Around your rainforest display area, where you're hopefully also displaying a lot of the habitats you've been drawing for your topic work. That would be a good idea.